Hello, and welcome to the Virtual Digital Library Workshop presented by the Mountain View Public Library in coordination with the Mountain View Senior Center. So each month, the library will present a Virtual Digital Library Workshop focused on one aspect of the library's digital content, be it streaming music, ebooks and audiobooks, streaming movies, digital learning, or as what we're going to follow along today, is e-magazines. Magazines that you can read through an app that you can download and read, or through a computer browser. And so our first content provider that we'll be focusing on will be Flipster, which has quite a variety of different magazines focused in different genres, different types, from finance to health, to cooking, to sports, to children's magazines and teen magazines. All of those will be available through Flipster, and I'll be able to show you how to download a magazine and access the magazine's content. Next, we'll be moving on to Consumer Reports. We'll be focused on our Consumer Reports website that we have access to behind the paywall. CR.org is a very common website that people can use to check out reviews of digital electronics, consumer goods, household goods, and it gives quite an in-depth review of what is available through there. And then finally, we'll be focusing on the New York Times Online. I'll show you how to get connected to the New York Times and be able to access it on a daily basis, usually linking it to a Google or a Facebook account or creating your own account through the New York Times website. All of these materials are available free through the library website. And the most important thing to remember is to go through the mountainview.gov/digital library website. It'll have all the information laid out where you'll be able to find what you're looking for in our digital library. So let's take a look right over there. And so anytime you need to access something, you can go to mountainview.gov/digital library. And so here we are. And so there's a lot of different content on this site. We have kind of learning and research, different databases that are available. We have our ebooks and e-audiobooks. You might be familiar with Libby and Overdrive or Hoopla. Those are available through here. Streaming media, we have movies that are available through Canopy and Hoopla as well. And then also you can kind of explore the different aspects, the testing and skill building, language learning, all available for free through the library website. But today we want to focus up here in the right corner for the magazines and newspapers. So we'll click on that. And you get the nice little scroll of all the most recent Flipster magazines that are available. You can use the arrow and kind of shuffle through to see what's available. And if something catches your eye, you can just click on it. It'll take you to log in with your library card. All you need to have is your library card number. You don't need a PIN number, and it'll take you directly to the magazine that you're asking for. And so this is Ask. So this will have the most recent issue, September 2020. And you'll notice that it only has the most recent issue. That doesn't mean that back issues are not available. So what we can do to find a back issue is first go to read this issue, read the current issue. You'll see it has nice and colorful, big images to read. And if you're looking for a back issue, just go to all issues over here on the right-hand side. And you can see where it pops out really nicely. And you can go to your more issues. And you can scroll down to see what other issues are available. If anything catches your eye, if you just want to get caught up on the information, you can scroll through here and find the appropriate issue that you're looking for. But we're just going to focus on this current issue. So what's also nice about this pop-up that popped up under all issues is that it also gives us kind of a table of contents. And so you can see the different articles that are available. If something catches your eye, you can just click on it and it'll go directly there. And so you can see how it's nice and big and colorful. But let's say if you want to get closer to an article and read it more clearly, the little icon that we have has a little plus sign. So if you want to just hover over a place you want to go to and click on it once, and it will enlarge and you'll be able to read it more clearly. And so you can see that that cursor has actually changed to a little hand. So what the hand allows you to do is to press and click. Oop. Getting ahead of ourselves. So we press once to jump, and then press and hold to kind of move around the page. Like I like this page because there's a lot of content on either side. And so it's nice to move back and forth. We can jump around to find out the content that we're looking for or care to read. So once we got the hang of that, we can also kind of manipulate the image by zooming in and zooming out with the plus and minus over here. So if we wanted to zoom back out, we'd minus it. If we want to zoom back in, we'd plus it. We move where it wants to read. Plus it again, and we get even closer. Plus it again, we move it to where we want to read it. You can see it gets pretty close, and if you're vision impaired, you can zoom close up and read the content fairly easily by using the zoom. You might also notice these two arrows over here. These will take you from page to page. See, it covers both sides. It's just like reading a regular magazine where you can lay it flat and it covers both sides of the content on the page. You can kind of skip forward and back and then jump forward and jump back by just clicking once and clicking again. So let's say you want to browse the magazine. If you're just flipping through a magazine, you just want to take a look to see what's in the magazine, what the content is. This button over here is for pages. You can kind of see how it just popped out. And this will allow you to kind of look at the magazine kind of page by page. If anything catches your eye, you can just click on that and jump straight to that page. And it's kind of convenient just to look through it to see if you're looking in a cooking magazine, if you're looking for a specific recipe or a specific picture. It's nice to just browse through it and find the one that you're looking for and jump directly to it. And so that's basically how you access our Flipster content. But let me just go back, because I think I kind of jumped over some things. So we access the magazine, the Ask right here. You can also access Flipster by this link. So on this page, you can see where you can go and download the Flipster app, either on an Apple iOS, like an iPhone or an iPad, or on an Android device. And this will take you directly to the Android or the Apple store to download the appropriate Flipster app. Also down here, we have our setup guide and title list. This is something that we've created just to kind of guide you through the process of accessing Flipster, downloading the app, and navigating the app, as well as a title list of the current titles that we have available through Flipster. And then over here at the end is the Flipster help. If you have any questions that we're unable to answer, or that you want to see if you can do some help on your own, you can go visit the Flipster site and they'd be able to assist you there. So let's just jump back to the Flipster site. And so this kind of gives you a list of the titles that we have, starting with the most popular. And you can scroll through here and find anything you like. You can search up here in the title search bar, or you can kind of do a search by category. See what I did there? I just clicked on the Flipster to take you back to the home page, and it gives you the different categories that you can find and the different issues as well. You can kind of scroll through and see what the most recent issues are for your favorite magazines. So that is Flipster if you want to access it through a computer, through a browser, through a laptop or a desktop computer, through your browser by going to the magazines and newspapers page, clicking on Flipster, or finding a magazine that you're looking for in the scroll. So I'm going to jump over real quick to the iPad to show you how to do it in an iPad setting. And so this is if you go to your Apple store, you find Flipster, you download the app, and the app shows up on your home screen on your iPad. So you just want to click it, tap it, and this is nicely laid out where it has all of the magazine covers. You can scroll through, find something that you like. And so you can tap on one. And so with the Flipster app, if it's on your phone or if on your iPad, it gives you a download option. And that enables you to read the magazine offline. So you don't have to be connected to the internet when you access the Flipster magazine through the app. You just want to make sure that you have it downloaded to read it. So let's click download. It's always nice to go to My Shelf down there at the bottom, and that will show you, kind of see up in the left corner, that it's currently downloading. So with Flipster magazines that you've downloaded, there is a limited amount of time before they expire. But what that means is that once it's expired, you can just go back and check it out again or download it again. You don't have to worry about waiting in line or using up any credits, because everything's immediately available to you. It just kind of limits the amount of time that it's available through your device. And each magazine is different. So some last for a week and some last for multiple weeks. But if you do find a title that's become expired, you can just go back to it and check it out again and download it again to read it. So it looks like our living has been downloaded. You can see how it says 1 week left. And so if you want to read it, you just click on it. You can also see the little trash can down there at the bottom. So these expired titles that I have on my shelf, I can just delete them off my shelf so they're no longer there. But if, for example, there's one that I want to continue reading, I can go search for it and find it. So this one is downloaded, our Martha Stewart Living. So let me click on that. And you see that it's nice and colorful, and that there are these hyperlinks that show up for all of the different articles that are available in the magazine. It allows you to jump directly to the article. You see the happy home, how it highlights like that. So if we were just to tap on it, it would take us directly to that particular article, and we can start reading. So when reading a magazine on the Flipster app, you want to use your pinching motion, so backwards and forwards to make it bigger and make it smaller. You want to kind of maneuver it so you can read the different content. I know some of the content is pretty small, so it's nice to use that to make it, to enlarge it and to shrink it. And then to move from page to page, just a swift left or right with the thumb. You can kind of jump from one place to the other. And you see these hyperlinks as well. So these are also available if you want to go visit the particular sites that they're promoting. So if you wanted to go visit this site, you would just click on there, and then you would jump back to your Flipster app to access more of the magazine. So up here in the right-hand corner, up here in the right-hand corner, you see the menu button. And so that will take you back to the cover. It'll give you take you to the table of contents. You see all those hyperlinks. So if there's a particular article you want to jump to, you can just tap on it and go directly there. And it also gives you in the menu button another different way to access the table of contents and jump to the particular article that you're looking for. You just click back over. And so you also see up here that there's a text view option. So when you press that, it just takes you to a plain text rendering of the current page that you're reading. And it also gives you an option to listen to it as well. And so if you're scrolling through and there's a long article that you don't feel like manipulating and scrolling back and forth, you can just do the text view and it will be completely plain text. It makes it easier to read sometimes for people. So it also gives you an option for kind of full screen up here in the left corner, and then bookmark as well. If there's a particular page that you want to come back to, you can hit the bookmark and it will take you back to the place where you left off. And so down here on the bottom, we have our Explore button. So that's where we came in. That's where we were able to scan through the different titles. You can search for a particular title up there in the corner, the settings as well up there in the right corner. And then the left corner, there's the categories. I'll press on that. There's another option to kind of browse through the collection to see what kind of magazines that we have and anything that piques your interest, you can access through there. All right, so that's our app that you can download from any of your app stores that's available. And so let's jump back real quick. To our digital library page. And so I want to jump to consumer reports because this one's kind of fun because this gives you a lot of great content that's available through the Consumer Reports magazine and allows you access to a lot of great content. So I'm going to access it through there. You saw what I did. I put my library card number in. I click this link right here, the consumerreports.org link. That gets me directly to the Consumer Report. So this is Consumer Reports. So typically, if you access consumerreports.org, cr.org, all of the product reviews are behind a paywall. There's a little lock on it, and you're unable to access it unless you have an account with Consumer Reports. What this does is this gets you behind the paywall. So you're able to see all the different reviews, the comparisons, the recommendations as well. And so it's very nice to have that content available to you, and it makes it very easy. For example, I've been inspired to look up some washing machines. And so this will take you to all of their reviews. Let's say we want a top load agitator washer. So typically, if you're not behind the paywall, all of these reviews would be behind the paywall. However, since we have free access through the library, all of this is available to us, and we can search it very nicely. Kind of everything's laid out for us. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Consumer Reports and what kind of information they provide. It's also very helpful to know that they have overviews up here at the top, an overview for ratings and reliability, so we can check to see the different kinds of washes that are available, and also what they recommend as well. If you're looking for a particular brand or a particular type or with a specific price range, over here on the left-hand side, it's very nice where you can kind of set your specifications and your different requirements to find just the perfect washing machine or whatever product you're looking for. And so that's a lot of fun just to kind of play around with. The search is pretty responsive. It has quite a plethora of different product reviews, as you can kind of see from this. It's one of those things where you can kind of just get lost into it, searching for different products that you're interested in. So that, real quickly, is cr.org. There's also individual issues available that you can search through our database as well. But I kind of prefer using the website. So finally, I want to show you real quick the New York Times Online. So the New York Times Online is a free service that we get through the California State Library. And it provides access for one day, for 24 hours, but you can always come back the next day to re-up your registration to access the New York Times articles. So this will give you kind of a little of an overview of what's available through New York Times Online. And at this moment, we're only doing outside the library. So there's the, if you want to access it, you would click this link right here. You'd redeem your access code as it says here, and then you would create an account, or you would log in with a pre-existing account. So I'm going to try this real quick to show you how this would work. So this would be your temporary login right here, your temporary access code. And so we want to hit redeem. And you can create an account down here, or if you already have a Times account, you can log in. So you can create it here. But I have a Google account, so I'm going to log in with my Google account, and I'll kind of show you the steps on how to access it. So it's redeemed my code. And so you can see my access starts today and ends tomorrow. I get basic digital access to it. And once I hit continue, it'll give you a bunch of newsletters you can sign up. And these get mailed to you every day or every couple days. But right now, we can kind of opt out of that. So maybe later, right there on the bottom, we'll skip those. This also gives you the option if you want to download the app or link it to a phone number, but no, we don't want to do that. So no thanks, taking you back to reading. And so finally, we're on the New York Times webpage, where we have access to all the articles that we see here, and if you want to search anything as well. So let's click on the headline. You can see you have access to the article right here through the New York Times. And so it's fairly simple. It's just kind of tricky because you have to go through the library website each time to access it. And you want to make sure that you don't click on the newsletters if you don't want the newsletters, and just kind of find your way into accessing the New York Times. You just want to make sure that you go through the library website, of course, through the digital library, to access the New York Times directly through this link right here outside the library. Okay, so that concludes our virtual digital library workshop. I hope you were able to learn something or find a new way to access the information that you're looking for on our library website. There are a number of shortcuts to these sites. So mountainview.gov/Flipster, mountainview.gov/cr.org for consumer reports, and then mountainview.gov/NYT to that site to access the New York Times Online, to access that redemption code. And don't forget that everything else is available through mountainview.gov/digital library. So thank you for joining me. I just want to thank the Mountain View Senior Center for promoting this and for putting it out there for the seniors that they serve. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or come visit us at mountainview.gov/digital library. Thank you so much.